Good afternoon, this is Mark at the Wicked Edge Expert Corner group, Facebook and YouTube channel, and we are continuing now with 400 grit. We're checking the angle just for grins on this practice knife that we are sharpening with edge trailing strokes. Now I just switched grits to 400 grit, and I'm not going to micro adjust. We're going to just spin right through it, and this is right now reading 18.06 degrees. So we're 6/100ths off. And let me go real quick. Check this other side. If I'm going to check one, I should check them both. And what it does to check it like this is it shows me whether something is wacky, whether maybe something came loose that I don't realize. This says 18.09 degrees. Okay, that was taking off the 100, 200 stone. I told you all about it. The generic handles, putting on another set with stones that I mounted myself on the handles, and they're still within 10/100ths of a degree. So the Wicked Edge handles are close enough in tolerance that you can comfortably go from one grit to the next after setting the angle initially with the first grit. As long as everything is tight and you measure it the same, you should have no trouble. 18.06 degrees, okay. We are going to continue now, 400. Forgot mine. I just like the feel of them. With an edge trailing stroke, there's no way I can cut myself because I'm going with the knife edge, but I just feel more comfortable. And again, I'm listening to the moans of the diamond. This is now a 400 grit diamond stone, and it's considerably finer, and you can see the scratch pattern here as we're getting a little rain here this afternoon. I can't tell if it's getting, I guess it's getting sharper. It's a different sharp feel. The edge trailing. You can see the scratches are getting finer. The top being the apex is flat, but I think there's a burr there. Let's see if we can come down on top of it. Yeah, I can see that there's a burr there. No, it wiped. There we go. It's still only 400 degrees, but it's not too bad. It's not as flat as edge leading. It's still a little chippy looking. I know that I'm working this edge longer with these strokes than I do with edge leading strokes. And two reasons. One is that I'm not real comfortable with this stroke. And number two, you can see down here, the old original diamond scar right where the arrow is. That's the first user with the practice knife. That's one of the very first diamonds that assaulted this edge. You can see them here too. That's why I'm so adamant about being careful about using those heavy stones. It looks pretty good. This is with the 400. It looks like there's a burr. Maybe not. 400. No, there's no burr. I would feel it with the towel. No. I don't know. Like I said, I'm putting a little extra time in and I'm trying to make it a really sharp edge. I'm not real sold on the regimen of only doing edge trailing just because it's new to me and different. I haven't tried this sharpening. No, I think it makes a burr. I think it's making a burr. Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it, that it's making a burr as I work longer. Which would make sense. It's an edge trailing up and off. You're pushing steel from the shoulder to the bevel, and even though it's a fine stone, not terribly fine stone, and I'm not working it real hard, but that's what you should expect it to do. Then what happens is some of it's going away with the alternating side. What's happening is that it leaves it, that extra work helped a little bit. What it does is it leaves that burr to be treated with the strop, and that becomes a problem. Okay, we're going to go to 600. I sense I sense that some results are coming that I didn't expect. And let's take a look at this. It's looking nice and shiny. It's all lined up. Nice and shiny. All I can't tell if there's a burr there or not. I think there is. That's the back side, and it's looks like there's a burr there to me. Yeah, I can feel the raggedness of it. I'm going to give it a little bit more, but the test that I was trying to perform was a comparison of this 18-degree sharpened knife finished with 600 grit and edge trailing strokes, and then followed by strop. And we're going to strop this knife as compared to the similarly sharp knife with edge leading sharpening strokes at 18 degrees to 600 grit with edge leading down and on edge leading compared with the edge trailing strokes finishing with the strop. So at least we're comparing similar sharpening jobs and trying to isolate the sharpening stroke. Looks pretty good. It feels sharp, but it's not the same. It's a grabby sharp, but it hasn't been stropped yet. We'll use this. And we'll set that down there, grab these strops. And before we strop, the first thing we're going to do is clean the edge, and we have to grab another stone because we're going to set the angle for stropping 2 degrees more acute. That is the stropping recommendation that's used with most guided sharpening, that takes into consideration that most stropping mediums that we choose to use with for this application are pliable and they compress under your pressure. I'm trying to remove the permanent black marker I had on there so that it doesn't get rubbed off onto the strop. That's why I'm rubbing with this rubbing alcohol so much. I had the edges all painted up from the demonstration videos. Okay. Now we're going to grab, just because it's convenient, I have the 1500 stone, and that's just because it's light enough that it won't scratch too bad across the edge. I put the stone stop up, and I'm going to throw the cube on there, and we should be starting. We want to take it to 16 degrees. Well, I got lucky on that 16.15, the first bounce, 16, 1589, I got a little carried away. 16.001599, locked up. Okay, then I'm going to take the stone off. I'm only using this stone just because it's convenient and it's magnetic. I'm just setting it up to set the angle for stropping. And I'm going to take it to 16 degrees. And it is working with the cube, it is a balancing act because it wants to teeter on that knife edge, depending upon how you have it clamped. And the magnetic cube is heavy and it sticks out off the sides. It wants to flop over off of the edge. So it takes some balancing and practice. This one I'm at 15.96 degrees, 97 degrees. So I'm within 3 or 4 hundredths on the other side. One side I'm a little higher. The other side I'm a little lower. But both of them are within about 4 100ths. Okay, I'm going to start with the 4. And a 4, and I have the covers on them, makes it easy to and this no stops, no stops, and we're going up and off, and I'm overlapping like everything I'm doing, and I work very vertical, and I'm pulling up, lifting up, dragging the strops across the edge, trying not to skip off the bottom end, just trying to lift straight up and off without skipping on it. Then I'm going to spritz and wipe, and the reason I'm using the alcohol now is because when the strops drag across the knife edge, they leave part of the stropping emulsion, and it makes it hard to see in the scope the apex with the mud on it. It looks pretty good, and this strop looks like it stropped, looks like a nice sharp knife edge. Let's give it a test. That's stropped with 4 micron cal. Yeah, that's pretty sharp. I'm going to give it a real quick one more just because. I honestly did not expect the edge to strop up as nice as it did. I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised. And that is the tip from the left side. You can see the toothiness of it as the 600 grit goes off the edge, but I don't see any burr on it. Okay, now I'm going to put the same cover. The covers on the strops are labeled, and the stones, so that you don't cross-contaminate it, turning it around. This one is labeled B and B, handle B. Handle A is the other one, and just set A, set B. 2 micron, again, on wherever I start at the tip or behind, it's always behind and work forward, always overlapping. And this is the same, full flat contact, up and off, trying not to skip off the edge, just making full flat contact, not necessarily trying to be super light, but more trying to be consistent with the light pressure. I'm trying to make sure I make contact with the edge, not trying to make sure I make light contact with the edge. I want to feel that the strops are touching the edge, so that the strops and the compound can do something. Very nice. Looks like a very nicely sharpened edge for 600 grit. Looks nice and flat and level. And this is the tip on the right side. It's pretty sharp. It felt pretty sharp coming through here. I'm going to give it a once more, just because I'm here and it's clamped up and I won't have another chance. Try to give it a little bit of a touch up. And then I'm going to dismount it and grab the best tester, and we'll do that in another video to disc clamp this. And before like I said, I don't like to do paper tests where you hold it close because it's tight. I apologize to those of you that are doing it, holding it tight like that. I prefer to have it loose and flopping, and just with the weight of the knife, show you how. So it's 600 grit. It's not a fine edge. It's a sharp knife. It's not a fine edge. We'll see. I'm going to test it in a minute.